Hey, everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest is one of the fastest rising stars in the IFBB Pro League Classic Physique division. Please welcome Rough Diesel, Terrence Ruffin. How are you, Terrence?
I'm good, man. I always love the intros. Yeah, I'm good.
I should do it more like that. Who's that guy? Michael Buffer? Hey,
Oh,
ready to rumble guy? Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah,
no.
yeah. I know exactly who Ready Rumble guy. Yeah.
But I realized, looked, and I saw the last one of these we did was right before the Arnold. I think it was literally like 4 days before the Arnold. And I know we interviewed you at the show and stuff, but I want to start by recapping a little of that because that was just a tremendous showing for you. First of all, to remind the viewers, you didn't have to compete in anything this year except the Olympia. You
Yeah.
qualified for the Olympia late in the 2019 season with the Niagara Falls Pro. That was your second pro win. So first of all, I want to ask, why did you decide to do the Arnold, especially since you could have just relaxed for months after that Niagara show if you wanted?
You said hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, did you not get any of that?
No, I feel like you're gonna ask me why to do it though.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. We think alike, yeah. So I mean, to be honest with you guys, yeah, the when I took that year off after my last Olympia, the plan was just to come back. When I was still working with Matt, the plan was to come back and do the Arnold. Um, but things didn't happen out. Some things happened, and then you know, when I was looking for a new coach, I found John, and I kind of wanted to kind of get back, and I was like kind of all in disarray. Wasn't completely on a meal plan, was training infrequently, and I was like, well, the easiest way for me to get back to 100% was to just compete, because I know for a fact that my biggest fear is coming into a show and not being ready. So I was like, okay, I
Mm,
know this is something that's going to get me back on my meal plan and get me back to 100%. So that's the main reason I ended up doing Niagara Falls. But to honor Matt's memory, I still wanted to do the Arnold, and that's the reason why I competed there.
okay. Because yeah, the Niagara show that was November, right?
November,
Yeah.
yeah.
So did you really just roll right into keep your prep going for the Arnold from there?
We took maybe like a couple weeks off, maybe like mm, maybe like 4 to 6 weeks if I remember correctly. Not off from training or anything, but just kind of maintaining and kind of enjoying some food here and there. Yeah,
Yeah.
no cardio. So yeah, I was still really lean. Yeah, the prep for the Arnold wasn't hard at all. But yeah,
Yeah. But at the same time, you prepped X amount of weeks for Niagara, and then you had to keep on, and you had a little break, but that was
yeah.
rough too. Did you get any time off the Arnold? Because that was a lot of dieting.
Shoot, I I think no. So like after you mean after the Arnold or
Yeah,
like
after the Arnold, did you take a break from dieting for a few weeks and just let your body relax and recover?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, like, I took like a week off
Uh,
because I had to go up to your state,
Ah,
Massachusetts, and then
cat.
yeah, when I got back, I started everything. That's right when the virus started to hit, but luckily my gym was still open for about 2 weeks, and then yeah, I guess I kind of took a forced break after that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, the Arnold was a breakout show for you because you were already well established. Everyone knew who you were, but I think your stock rose from that Arnold because going into that show, all of us said, I don't know why anyone's showing up. Steve Loris has this show wrapped up. They should just mail Steve the trophy. I don't know why he even has to go to Ohio. That's how
yeah, yeah.
confident we all were. And then we get to the show and first call out, and then we're looking and like, oh my God, I don't. It's not going to be Steve at all. It's going to be Terrence or it's going to be Alex. They look phenomenal, and it was so close. Did you ever look at the scores? How close was it?
I didn't look at the scores, but yeah, I figured it was really close. At least with me talking to some of the judges, like Tim. Tim, at least from Tim's perspective, he said like Alex won the prejudging, but I won. In his eyes, I won the night show.
Mm.
But he said like yeah, so I figured it was really really close. Yeah.
I know the Arnold is one of the only. It's the only show where the posing counts for. And this is where I get confused. Open, is it just the open bodybuilding or so
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, they might as well do it
mm,
for a classic too.
it's
I
just
think sometimes classic it gets forgotten with certain things because it's newer. But yeah, I definitely think it should count for a classic too. If you know.
My theory on that is maybe they figure you guys are already really good posers and you put the time and effort in. They don't have to do anything to motivate you guys to work on your posing. But the
It
open
could be that.
guys, if you leave some of these open guys, they'll just walk back and forth and hit a crab and put their hand up to their ear like 5 times and peace out. That's it. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
yeah. But what kind of feedback did you get from people after the Arnold?
I only had a chance to talk to two judges, and that was Tim Gardner and Tyler Mannion. They had very different opinions, which is kind of tough. You know what I mean? Tim said I was perfect. He said I was a little flat in prejudging, but I fixed it in the night show. As for Tyler biggest thing was like he told me I need to bring up my back a little bit and then change the way I hit my side chest. So I guess yeah. So that was the two things they told me. Yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna change your side chest pose?
Um, I feel like some of the pictures, like he went off some of the pictures, and I think the angle was a little weird. Because I see other photos where it was like how he wanted me to do it is kind of how I described it. I think he was just going off of like a certain photographer's stuff. So, I don't know.
Because if I was going to trust one guy to hit poses exactly the way he should be hitting them for his body type, it would probably be you. I think you're a posing coach. You're already 26 years old and you're legendary for your posing. You know, people come to you from all over the world wanting you to fix their posing. But Tyler's got a great eye too. I'm not going to take anything away from Tyler.
Definitely.
So I want to know, what were your plans for 2020? Because everybody had big plans for something they were going to do this year that, COVID-19 sort of shut down for. So what was your 2020 supposed to look like after the Arnold?
Wow. Well, man. So like definitely the Arnold was like the beginning, like the kickstart to my year. And it would have been a great kickstart. So I had planned a lot of guest posings. I had pretty much 2 set up a month. So I was going to be busy every month, every other weekend. And then I guess I can say it now because it doesn't matter anymore. They canceled the show for this year. But I got invited to Athleticon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks. So I won't, they pushed it back a year. So obviously they're going to redo the qualifications. So I have to try again next year. And then I was planning on branching out from doing posings in bodybuilding shows. They have these I don't know how to explain, like these art expos. They're called it's called Raw, RAW, Raw Artist.
Yeah.
And they have artists, they have musicians, they have performing arts. And I was going to apply for that and do some routines there in Orlando and Miami to start, because I think one thing I really want to do is be able to pose outside of just bodybuilding shows and try to expand what bodybuilding is and show people what it can be and show people what it's about. So all those shows got canceled and they still haven't set up new dates yet for those. So yeah. So that was one of the things I was looking forward to the most. And yeah. So those was some of the things I had planned for this year.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I mean, competitive wise, you weren't really affected. Most of the guys who already qualified for the Olympia, they weren't like tearing their hair out and biting their nails off, wondering, "Oh no, this show got postponed. How am I going to qualify? How am I going to qualify?" Wah! But everyone got affected one way or another. Training. What was your training situation? How did that get affected?
I'm sorry?
How did your training situation? Did you always have access to a gym?
Yeah, so more or less, yeah. So I get to train with Joe Bennett. He coaches Dave Bautista, and Dave has his own gym. But and then like up in like the first 2 weeks of the quarantine, he was cool with everyone training there. Then he kind of, I guess, as the news piles up, he was like, okay, let's limit the amount of people. So like I was on the cut list.
Oh, so, come on.
Yeah.
I thought you'd make the cut.
I know, right? He cut pretty much everyone who didn't have direct contact with him anyway. So like his trainers could still train there and his assistant basically were the people only allowed to train there. So What I ended up doing was I ended up spending a couple grand on a storage room gym. So I bought a storage unit and I bought some gym equipment like almost like a hat squat, a T-bar row, Smith machine, a couple of different things like that. And I trained out of there for about a month until gyms opened back up. Yeah.
Oh wow! So I think you would in the Giles article he wrote about you, the rise of Ruffin. He said it was only like $700-800 you dropped on all that stuff.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was more.
A lot more, yeah.
I was gonna say that sounded really low to me.
Probably about 4 grand, I would
Ooh,
say.
good lord.
Yeah, yeah. I'm working on selling it. I thought about keeping it, but I was like, I don't know. I'd rather not pay like the storage unit fees forever because I'm not using it. So
Oh,
I'll probably end up selling the stuff again.
you know how many people are going to end up with so much home exercise stuff at their house that they can't get rid of? Or I'm not saying this is going to happen to you. My brother gave me a rickety old multi-station thing. I shouldn't say it's crap, but it's way better than nothing. Okay. But it's taking up an entire room in my house. And when gyms open
Yeah.
up, my wife has said the day that gym opens up, we're taking this apart and that's going out on the curb.
You
Because
know what? Yeah. And I'll say, like, I will honestly say, I was talking to John Meadows about it, and he never got a home gym when everything like closed up. And I was like, it's for me at least, training at home it's not the same as training at the gym. It doesn't feel the same. Even when I had the same equipment, it just was a little weird, you know.
well, you
I
said
guess you get.
it was a storage unit too, right?
I
So
think
that's
like you get
that's
used to
no
doing.
windows. Does that mean it was just like a door and no windows, four
Yeah,
walls?
yeah, yeah. Just
Oh, that's
the
creepy.
sliding door. Yeah.
No ventilation. I'd be
It was
freaking
hot.
out.
Yeah, we
Oh,
get hot. Yeah, it definitely got hot sometimes.
okay.
Yeah.
So that was only for about a month, and then Florida started opening up gyms again.
Yeah.
I've never really talked in depth to anyone that works with Joe Bennett, hypertrophy coach. What is his approach? What do you like about training with him?
Well, one of the first things he had me do was definitely execution. Was basically fixing my form and how I perform movements. He's all about like progressively overloading. So like, yeah, I see a lot of times. He makes jokes about pink dumbbells and whatever, but that's not it at all. Yeah, he's trained some of the best people like Flex Lewis, Dallas McCarver. He's trained with Luke. He's trained George Peterson once or twice. So he's definitely trained some high caliber athletes. And my physique really like took off the year I came to Tampa. Which I moved down here, and then my next show was in Niagara, and the show after that was the Arnold. So like it's been going really well since I've been here. But no, he's taught me just basically how to lift properly and progress
So
and
I mean,
take steps further.
you've definitely gotten a lot stronger working with him.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I'm not trying to make Hunter. Hunter came down there training with him not too long ago, and Hunter's still a little bit stronger than me. But I mean, he does weigh almost 100 pounds more than me. But I'm pretty close to him.
I mean, you compete at 175, and I think he's going to be about 250, 255. So if you're close in strength, I give you the nod on that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So it's fun. It's weird, man. I know that bodybuilding isn't about the weight you lift or whatever, but I still take pride in like I'm pretty strong in a lot of stuff. And I always have fun. I remember, but this is like I know. Just remembering Luke. I got to train with Luke right before he passed when the Redcon gym opened, and
Oh wow.
yeah, he was way stronger than me though. Like it was it was crazy.
I mean,
Like my strongest set, my top set he was still just warming up, just like it was nothing, man. I was like, so like he kind of put me back down, like brought me down a few notches, but I like training with strong guys. It definitely motivates me.
yeah, he was one of the strongest guys in the pro league for sure, for
Yeah,
sure. But I
yeah.
mean, you're no slouch on Instagram. I think it was just a week or two ago. I know people don't care about machines, but you had five plates on hammer incline. You were just knocking them out like most
Yeah.
guys, like it was a warm up. I mean, for you can't weigh much more than like 210 or something right now.
No, I'm like 185 right now.
Oh, 185. So come on, that's a crazy. What are
Yeah.
some just to get everyone else mad? What are some other lifts that you've been doing lately?
Just hack squat I can do about like 7, around 7 right now.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of anything else. This is the craziest thing I've done. Like, I feel like I'm a bit weaker with my squats now because I don't do them as often. But when I was like a couple years ago, I was like 180 ish. I could squat 455 for about six reps. Yeah, I felt that was like my most impressive thing. I guess if I could go back to, I was talking to my friend, and he told me I should try a powerlifting event. And I don't know, I might do it one day. I don't know, but
just for fun.
Just for fun, yeah.
Yeah. Are you strong on all three lifts, bench press, deadlift, or squat, or would you just do the squat?
I'm good at squats and benching, but deadlifts, I've never done deadlifts enough to even see like how strong I can get with them.
Yeah. So why are you staying very, very lean, obviously, and I see the pictures, like, are you intentionally just staying that lean because you don't want to have to come down much, or what's the deal?
It's just, with everything going on, we didn't really John was a little nervous about the gym situation and everything, so we just kind of been maintaining for a while. We're gonna do like a growth phase now, literally starting this week. We're gonna try to get up to 195 before we cut down. So, but honestly, like the leanness, like as I've gotten older, I've been competing for like almost 8 years now. I just stay leaner and leaner now. It's not. Without even really trying. Like, I still eat pretty much what I want a lot, but but yeah, it's just kind of been even with the prep. Like, I have each and every year I have to do less and less cardio. I can eat more and more food. I'm not quite sure the reason why, but I like it. So
I mean, you have more muscle tissue, and muscle tissue burns calories just sitting there doing nothing. So it makes sense. I gotta mention John there for a minute. Your coach John Meadows, because you were coached originally by Matt Porter, who unfortunately passed away very young. I think it was 2018.
Yeah, 2019 actually.
Oh, it was 2019. Geez. And then just about not even a month ago, John Meadows had a heart attack. And John's like the nicest guy in the industry. Everybody loves John. Were you must have been personally very, very concerned.
Yeah, I was, because and then the weird thing was, like, John had the heart attack the same month Matt passed away, and it kind of broke me down a bit. I literally just kind of sat around, didn't do anything for till I found out he was doing better. But I'm happy to say he's doing really good now. He's back training. He's playing with his kids. John's an awesome guy, and I've known John. First time I met him was in 2014, so I've known him for a long time. I've always had respect. So hopefully he stays around, a long time coming. Yeah,
I agree. The world is a better place with John Meadows in it. So as far as Giles, in his article, this is something I wanted to ask you about. He talked about the fact that you're maxed out for the weight, unless they move the weight again or something. You're already at 175 on stage. So some people would say, well, Terrence can't get any better because he can't put any body weight on. But Giles pointed out his favorite example, and we could probably think of other guys, but Sean Ray's a good example of someone who never really, from the time he started competing as a pro, I don't think his weight changed much at all for years and years, but he did look better and better. Just everything started to flow better, the muscle maturity, the detail. Are you confident that you can continue to improve without, with it and keep having to come down to 175 every time?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, there's even people in Classic. Like, I thought the same thing, especially like you can go back and look at old interviews of me saying, like, Breon can't get any better. He's at
he's done.
But yet he does. He gets better. Same with George Peterson. Both of those guys are really cool examples of, like, being at your weight limit but still improve. Especially George at the last Olympia.
Yeah,
he looked. I don't think he could have looked any better for what with his weight limit in mind. I definitely I haven't had to suck down to make weight. So I still could probably put on an extra maybe 5 to 7 pounds and suck down, just because I see George is peeled 6 weeks out from a show, 6'8", he's so, like, even now he's pretty lean, and he's still, I think he's about 20 pounds over, 30 pounds over, so
he's like 235 and he has to get to 212, I think.
So looking at that, that lets me know, like, okay, yeah, I can be that and then suck down and still look good. Hopefully, I know some people they do that and it doesn't work out, but
Right.
fingers crossed. I got that type of
Well,
physique going on here.
well, we're a lot of people are worried that you're gonna move over just like George and Keon did. You're gonna get sick of having to make weight, and you're gonna be a 212 guy. Can we say that you're gonna be in Classic at least for another year or two, please?
Oh yeah, definitely for a while. I enjoy Classic. I think it's a better fit for me, and like even if we're thinking about like brand wise, I think it's a good thing. And I definitely haven't done as much as I would like to do in Classic. You look at you think of like even like Flex Lewis, he could have moved up a long time ago, probably the same time William Bonac did, but he stayed and like he made his mark in 212 before going to the Open. And I would love to kind of stay in Classic for, a couple years just to kind of do the same thing. Because like you said, this is really the first year that I've actually that I've been in this position. Like, never been top 5 at the Olympia. This is my first Arnold. I think I still have a lot more I want to prove in Classic first.
Yeah, and I mean the first time I took notice of you when you won Toronto back in 2018, I said, man, this he's really good. He just needs to fill out, and you did that. You filled out. So now this is the time when I want to see things happen for you when you finally really make good on your legacy, which is it's coming up. We're not going to see you're 100% for a little while. You're going to get better and better. You're still improving every time I see you.
Yeah.
You're not that point where he looks there he is again, and you're like Dexter. Dexter's looked phenomenal for so long.
Yeah.
It's like we get used to it. He shows up, you're like, wow, he looks great again. You kind of take it for granted. But when you see people like yourself that, the younger guys especially when they're improving, like, wow, he really brought up this or he brought up that, or wow, his condition's better. You see things you've never seen before, and that's always exciting. Speaking of which, you're known for that routine, which was, I know it's been almost 2 years. No, it was 2 years ago now. It was over 2 years.
Yeah.
The Survivor routine at the Toronto. Did you only do that once, or did you do that a couple shows?
Just once. Yeah.
Okay, so wow, that's amazing. Because people talk about that like some rock star had one hit that was like their number. It was like a hit song all summer, and for 20 years, 30 years, like they want them to play that song or some. Do you want to top that so people stop talking about that one show and that one routine?
I do.
Yeah, I would think so.
It's funny because I mean, like, I love that people love the routine. I don't have any. It was weird at first, but now I'm like, I love that people love it, but I would not like that to be the best routine I do in my career. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I've done maybe, let's say 6 routines since then. But people, they always say, that Toronto routine. I was like, okay, well, it makes me feel a bit weird at times because I'm like, well, it's like, I feel like sometimes I've made better routines. Like, personally, that's not my favorite, but,
what's your favorite? I want to know.
I think I like this one I just did at the Arnold, but before this one, I really liked there was one I did in Daytona Beach, same group, but it was a different song called Toxic. So
not the Britney Spears version.
Yeah, it was a remix. Yeah, no. But yeah, that's the remix to that sort of.
Okay.
So but yeah, I think about that and but like I think at the same time, I think because I like to use people in history or who's done it to kind of get me through things, and I think about Kai Green, and people still mention that Dirty Diana. Yeah. But I feel like that still doesn't take away from any of his other routines that he does.
True.
So I'm fine with people liking it. I'm still gonna do different stuff and do different things, but. And hopefully one day maybe I'll top it. If not, that's fine too. But yeah. The funny thing is when the first show I did after that, the first routine I did after that one, I was really, really, nervous about it because I'm like, I was really nervous because that one did so well. And it's the first one I did that well. And I was like, well, if this one isn't as good, then what's gonna happen? But I did it. It was a good routine. It didn't do as well, but everything was fine. People still liked it. No, there was nothing negative about it. So Yeah, just I don't know. It is what it is, I guess.
When you hear bodybuilders or classic competitors say, "I just make it up on stage that day," what goes through your head?
You know, even a good poser, like so if you think like posing is basically like performance arts or even dance. And I watch some dance videos or whatever, and like I see dancers, they do freestyles or whatever, and even art, even music, they do freestyles. Those are never as good as something that they plan out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even if you have good posers that freestyle, I guarantee you they can make up something way better if they actually planned it out. Lee Labrada is a great, like I want to say that I can't remember. Um, People, I think it might have been Flex Wheeler who said he always made stuff on the fly. He was a good poser.
It was a guy from your former state, Kevin Leveroni.
Kevin.
He said he never choreographed one routine ever.
Wow. So I mean, like you think about it though, like he was definitely a good poser, nothing bad. But then I think about at least my favorite poser, Lita Brada. He planned this stuff out, and I would say most people would put him posing wise above Kevin.
Yeah,
And I think that may be the reason.
Be real, Kevin was a good poser, but I bet if he had put a little more, if he had come up with a routine and practiced it, I bet it would have been way better.
Yeah,
yeah. Because he was just relying on his natural ability as a poser and to do the transitions and everything on the spot. But man, I know Kevin might disagree with me. I'm going to ask him.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, he might.
He probably will, knowing Kevin. I want to ask you about your supplement, Steel Supplements. How did you? This is owned by USA champion Jason. Is it? How do you say? I've never known how to. Is it Huh?
Yeah.
Huh. H-U-H. Jason, we call him Dr. Huh, because I think both his parents are doctors or something.
Really? Okay.
I know his dad's a doctor. I'm not sure about his mom. His dad. I know they want him to be a doctor. A lot of parents want their kids to be doctors, but he was a great bodybuilder. Didn't compete long as a pro. Decided to move over into the business side of it. Focus on his family. Focus on business. But how did you get affiliated with Steel Supplements? Oh, did you catch that? I don't know if you could hear me. I'm asking how you got part of Steel Supplement.
Oh, okay. So I parted ways with my last company, MPA Subs. The product, nothing bad, nothing really bad. Just wanted a different direction. So I had worked with Paul a couple of times, Jason's little brother, a couple of times. Where he made my music for me, or just cut it, or whatever. So he had came down recently to the MI40 gym here in Tampa with Cody Drobot, and I'm friends with Cody too. So we just kind of hung out, and I talked to him for a while, and then I just kind of sat back and watched the company a bit because I know like people like to tell me like I'm too sentimental and stuff. So like I like to see what the company's about, what kind of people are on the team. It's not just about the paycheck. I like to know the supplements that are good as well. So I sat back and watched, and this may be rude to say, but the reason I reached out to them was because they kicked I want to say it was Jeremy off the team.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, when that whole scandal came out about him. And that made me think, okay, like these guys aren't all about just money. They have values, and they stick to their values. So that was something I really appreciated. And so I reached out to them to set something up. Yeah.
Right on. If you had one product of theirs that you could only use one, what's your favorite?
Oh, the Bollock, that's easy. It has EAAs, creatine, glutamine. It has pump formula stuff, so like L-citrulline. It literally is all pre and intra workout all in one. It has carbs, glycomax, hydromax, all in the one. So that's why I like it. It's a little expensive, but you're getting like 6-7 products in one bottle. Yeah.
It's called Adabolic.
Adabolic, yeah, ADA-bolic.
Oh, I wish I thought of that. That's a cool name. Now, what's this? Toughwear. What's all that? Tough wraps.
Oh yeah. So I mean, cool story. I was at the Arnold a year or two ago, and one of my buddies I've known for years, Perseus, he's sponsored by them, and he just gave me some of the wraps to wear, just because I thought they looked cool. And the cool thing is they don't have like the thumb thing wrap. You just wrap it around here.
Yeah.
So, I had been wearing that for about a year or so. And then I guess Tough Wraps kind of saw me wearing it. Maybe like a couple months ago, they started seeing me wear it. And so they reached out to me and it's like, hey, man, I see you've been wearing the stuff. You see you're doing well in bodybuilding. And yeah, we kind of worked out a partnership that way. And it's been going really well. I like them. And the cool thing is both my sponsors are in Florida. So I can drive down and see Jason. Jason's 45 minutes. They're a little bit further. But they're actually in the works of moving to Tampa, moving their business to Tampa. So it's literally the best. It's literally the best thing in the world, Yeah.
For people that don't know, Florida is a very long state to drive through. The first time I drove to Miami, when you cross over into Jacksonville on the I-95 South, it says like exit 342. And I know I had to take like exit 2. And I said, there's not 340 exits, are there? Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
Yeah. Especially if you go, so not even just that, if you go from the Panhandle, it took me, I used to live in Fort Walton Beach. And when I went to Nationals to get my pro card, it took me 14 hours to get there. Wow. Yeah, to Miami. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I wish I couldn't afford a flight, so I just drove and yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at the calendar. We're actually doing this interview on a Sunday. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there late. It is 6 months from today will be the day after the 2020 Olympia. So we have almost a half a year to go before. It's crazy, I know. So do you have this? Do you have this 6 months sketched out, planned out? What's the game plan for you over this long phase coming up?
Yeah, I just talked to John about it maybe 3 days ago. So over the next 6 weeks, we're gonna be working on gaining some more muscle. Like I said, I'm 185. We're gonna be working to getting up to 195, and then we're gonna kind of hold that weight for 4 weeks, and then those last 16 weeks before the Olympia, that's when my prep is gonna start. Very, very excited. I'm only training with Joe. Training with Joe maybe once a week right now on Saturdays, just on arm days, because that's the thing I want to kind of even grow a little bit more. But about 16 weeks out, I'll probably start training with him like every day up until Olympia. So so that's pretty much the plan right now. I'm really excited for this year's Olympia. I was kind of hoping it would have stayed in September, but but it is what it is. I understand why they moved it.
Yeah, I mean, this gives us the best possible chance that we all get to go to an expo. We all get to sit next to each other in the audience. We get to have an audience.
Yeah.
Because I don't know did I ask you at the Arnold, was it kind of creepy going through the judging and seeing just a whole empty theater out in front of you?
It was weird, and I feel for my amateur athletes even more, because at least us, we could bring our family. They could bring nobody. Yeah. So they experienced the weirdest situation. But for us, it was still really weird because, there's maybe 50 people compared to like 1,000 plus, thousands, yeah. Right. Being there. So that was a little weird. For sure. Yeah, the worst part for me was Arnold. I guess he was so busy dealing with all this craziness, he missed most of watching the classic routines and everything. So
he was busy. And that was a rough weekend for the Arnold promoters. I felt for them because that was like we said before we started recording, that was the weekend where everything, I just keep saying the shit hit the fan, because people were talking about the virus, but nobody was really that worried. We weren't that worried about it. But that weekend, it was everything changed. Everyone was like starting to freak out. Even I think on the plane rides home from the Arnold, everyone's like,
it was crazy.
Did that guy cough over there? Shoot. It was nuts. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're doing well, that you haven't missed that much training like some people have. You're in a great spot. You're working with some great people, John Meadows, Joe Bennett. You're with a great company there, Steel Supplements with Jason. So, we're all very excited to see what you can do. If you've made that much improvement since I started following you, I can imagine you have almost 6 months now to really put a little more size on, fine tune everything. Yeah. Now people are talking about you as an Olympia champ, where I don't think you were ever in that conversation before, really. They're like, he might win. He might break top 5. No, we weren't. Yeah, because you haven't been top 5 yet, right?
No, 6 was my best in 2017.
Like,
Yeah.
I think you're going to improve on that this year, Terrence. I think you have a. I think you're going to definitely be up there. I mean, no, not to knock it. It's a very competitive field. The top guys, you're
Definitely,
all,
yeah.
you're all excellent. I'm not writing anybody off, but you're definitely in the conversation now. People are talking about Terrence Ruffin as a possible Olympia champ in classic physique. So yeah, take that and run with it, kid.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work. That's all I could say. We'll keep following you. Everybody on Instagram, it's Ruff_Diesel. He has Rough and Ready Posing. There's a link there. I'm sure you can get ready. He works with you, Skype, Zoom, or whatever, so you don't have to be in Tampa, Florida. And he is what I consider the greatest poser in the sport right now.
Oh,
So, you know, maybe next year somebody will come along and be better than you. Who knows? But right
oh,
now,
man, yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But right now, you're the man. So people are. If you need help with your posing, there's really only two names I ever hear: Kenny Bollock in Connecticut, and of course Rough and Ready Posing, Rough Diesel. So you get in touch with them, guys. So that's it, man. Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it very much. And
No problem.
keep an eye on you, Rough and Ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching Ronline Report with this man, Terrence Ruffin, and we'll see you later.
Cool.